Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. I'm Kristi Shive, and this morning we're visiting with Rachel Hance. She's Logan County Family Consumer Sciences Agent. Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning, Kristi.
Rachel, I'm so glad that you are here. Now, we all love our sweets, at least most of us do. And today you are going to talk to us about how we can keep things sweet without all of the sugar.
We want to know how to sweeten our food to the point that we're happy with our food, but not in excess, to the point that it starts to affect our health.
And Rachel, I know that you were going to touch on some of those natural sweet foods that have been around for so long. What are some of those naturally sweet foods?
So sugars or sweeteners come in three different forms. Okay, you have nutritive sweeteners, and those provide us carbohydrates for energy, which our body does need. You know, cutting that out completely is cutting out an energy source. So we do get some carbohydrates and some energy from nutritive sweeteners, but we don't really get any nutrients from those. So it's not really giving our bodies the nutrients, the good nutrients that we need. And then there are non-nutritive sweeteners that are typically zero or very low calorie versus sugar that has typically more calories. And then the third form of sugar are your added sugars, things like your cakes, cookies, jams, jellies, all of those types of things where you are adding sugar into those products, those finished products. Many times those are very processed products.
Rachel, how can we reduce the sugar in our diets?
Okay, so there are several things that we can do, all the way from preparing foods at home, choosing foods in the grocery store, baking, different cooking, that we can start to pay attention to how much sugar we actually use and consume in our diet. Really easy is to choose fresh fruits over or fruits canned in their own juices or water versus heavy syrup, cutting back on snack foods or those desserts that are very high in calories, watching portion sizes, using fruit as a natural sweetener versus sugar or granulated sugar, being mindful of how much sugar you're putting on the foods that you're eating. When you're in the grocery store, read the food label. Know what you're looking for on the food label and know some common names of sweeteners so that you know what you're looking for.
You mentioned the non-nutritive examples. Can you show us a few examples of what a non-nutritive sweetener might look like?
I just have a few with me. Three common ones, and I'm going to hold them up and show. And this in no way endorses any sort of brand. I just want to show the basic. This is sucralose. Some people may hear it referred to as Splenda. It can be used like 1-to-1 ratio, just like sugar. Stevia is another one that's very much like sucralose or the Splenda. It's the Splenda or sucralose is an artificial sweetener, whereas stevia is plant-based, so it is a more natural product. And then xylitol is also another sugar alcohol that's primarily plant-based, but it's also used very much like the sucralose and the stevia. And then a couple of different options are monk fruit. The last one that I have is the agave syrup or agave nectar. But the thing to remember with all non-nutritive sweeteners is they are typically much, much sweeter than regular granulated sugar. So you kind of want to play it by ear as to how much you use of the product so that you don't get too sweet of an end result. It's easier to start with less and add to than to start with too much in the beginning.
Rachel, such great information. Thank you so much for being with us. If you are watching and would like more information, be sure to contact your local extension office. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.